Oh yeah, here's that clip from Jordan Peterson. There are like a million clips from Jordan Peterson.
Here's a question. Can men and women work together in the workplace?
Yes, I do it.
How do you know?
Because I work with a lot of women.
Right. Well, it's been happening for what, 40 years? And things are deteriorating very rapidly at the moment in terms of the relationships between men and women.
So this is what I mean by like JP being a fucking clown. First of all, 40 years is basically like almost the entire lifespan of a working adult. Like from 20 to 60, I mean, that's getting close to the entirety of a time. Also, it's not been 40 years. First of all, men and women have worked together for far longer than 40 years. You think women started working with men in the 1980s? What? Women started getting more prominent in working spaces during the 1960s, 60 years ago. But yeah, but even then, before then, women still worked, like, all the time. The image we have of women like not working up until the second wave feminist movement is mostly constructed through like upper middle class white women. You know? In reality, poor women and women of color have been working for a very long time. Do you think that like poor black women in the 30s were just like child rearing at home? No, God, no. People have been working.
Is there sexual harassment in the workplace? Yes. Should it stop? That'd be good. Will it? Well, not at the moment it won't, because we don't know what the rules are.
Except sexual harassment was more common in the past. This is what I mean. Jordan Peterson is essentially implying that men and women shouldn't work together, that women should stay at home, or at the very least there should be segregated working spaces, and he's doing it by presenting information that is factually not the case. Women have not been working with men for just 40 years, and women are not now subjected to more sexual harassment than before. What this is a reactionary action against the Me Too movement. Jordan Peterson doesn't like the fact that the Me Too movement is exposing bad behavior from men, so he's reframing the discussion to being whether or not women should be even able to work with men. It's essentially a way of removing men's responsibilities for the entire broader process of workplace sexual harassment and turning it into a fundamental question about whether or not the two are even capable of working together, which is A, incredibly reactionary and destructive, and B, very, very, very keen on absolving men of responsibilities. Very weird stuff. Very cringe.
Do you think men and women can work in the workplace together?
I don't know.
Without sexual harassment?
We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. How many years will it take for men and women working in the workplace together?
More than 40.
To get a sense.
It's again, I don't know why he doesn't point out it's been more than 40. Like, keep in mind that JP talks confidently on history. Imagine confidently speaking on history and saying that women have been working with men for 40 years.
We don't know what the rules are. Like what? Here's a rule. How about no makeup in the workplace?
Why would that be a rule?
Why should you wear makeup in the workplace? Isn't that sexually provocative?
No.
So again, this is the no ideology guy. So the argument that he's about to make is that red lips simulate like the flushed, the flushed features of a woman during arousal. So let's listen to that, then I'll respond.
Oh,
it's not?
No.
Well, what is it then? What's the purpose of makeup?
Some people would like to just put on makeup.
Why?
Make you look good.
I don't know why.
Why do you make your lips red? Because they turn red during sexual arousal.
Okay. What about eyeshadow? Do women's eye sockets naturally darken during sex as well? Is that also a thing? What about concealer? Do women suddenly secrete some kind of hormone that smooths their skin during sex? I've just not noticed this. Why are we fixating on the red lip? By the way, red lipstick? I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't actually see that many people wear red lipstick. Don't most people wear lipstick that's their natural shade? Or like a couple like shade, like tones off or something? Like full on red lipstick. Like that's like a whole look. I mean, I don't think that's super common, you know? Yeah, what about painted nails? When women are aroused, do their nails suddenly like exude pigment? What? And by the way, why is Jordan Peterson only talking about how women's makeup accentuates sexualized characteristics in women? What about men? Padded shoulders simulate a wide triangle-shaped frame, which are an indication of physical health and fitness. What about the fact that a lot of men's clothing is kind of inherently phallocentric in a little way? You know, this is like kind of a more abstract designer argument, but like suits have a belt buckle right above the dick and a tie that points down to the dick when the jacket is opened. Like it's framed almost like the Fibonacci sequence. You know, it's like the center is like right there. Like, what about that? What a ton of men's like clothing is designed and framed in order to accentuate attractive characteristics in men, sexually attractive characteristics. What about wristwatches? You know, people don't wear wristwatches because because they need to know what the time is. They have phones for that. People wear wristwatches because they're an archetype of traditional masculinity, the kind of traditional masculinity that a ton of people find attractive. What about beards? Men wear beards because it's usually the way of shoring up a, well, not every guy with a beard, but often because it's a way of shoring up people with weak jawlines or weaker chins, which can exacerbate the masculine characteristics of their face underneath and indicate they have a higher testosterone level. What about men's glower? Hey guys, the glower that men give during sex, that sort of bewildered, hungry look that they often give, you know, that's a practiced look. Oftentimes it takes place during sex, but oftentimes it's something that men kind of default engage in as a way of sort of projecting a permanent masculine fixture. Oh, have you guys never noticed that? Oh, guys. If you're ever walking down the halls of any office building and there's a guy who's trying to look busy, okay, look at his default facial expression. Oftentimes, there is a practiced default expression that a lot of guys try to adopt, and it's informed by like this steely like masculinity that they, it's a mating dance, exactly. You guys know what I mean, right? Tell me at least some of you know what I mean, right? A lot of people do, it's somewhat performative. A lot of people don't go like around moment to moment with like their completely neutral facial expression. Yes, the blue steel, of course. Give us a visual example. You like the furrowed brows, the slightly tight lips, the thing you do where you draw your jaw forward so that it's a little more, you've never seen this. I'm just going to show blue steel, okay? You know, it may be, okay, you know what? I've heard people talk about it before. Maybe this conversation's too advanced for you guys. Here we go, okay? This is what every guy looks like in an office building. You can just take it from me, okay? Those of you who have never worked before, they're all just walking around like this, okay? Now, Jordan Peterson, how do you answer to this one? How do you answer to this one? Jordan Peterson, how do you answer to this one? Jordan Peterson, do you think the Bogdanov twins should be allowed to work? Important questions are being asked today. They fall on deaf ears. Don't beat. Okay, stop. Let's finish this damn video. The point that I'm trying to get at here is that Jordan Peterson's argument is ridiculous. He's implying that men and women can't work together, and he's implying that, well, he's basically outright stating that women wearing makeup is irresponsible because it elicits sexual attraction. But all elements of fashion, design, and personal presentation, or at least many of them, are informed by an attempt to make yourself more sexually attractive. The clothes we wear fit us in a certain way. When we wear expensive clothing, they're usually used to sort of act as a status symbol or to demonstrate a degree of fashion coherence, wealth, opulence, or general self-awareness. When you wear clothing that accentuates your fitness, that also contributes to it. When you wear clothing that accentuates certain body parts over other body parts, like, for example, people wearing higher inseam shorts versus lower inseam shorts. These are all things that people do, sometimes at least, to inform people's attraction. But Jordan Peterson is hyperfixating on women's makeup. You know why? Because it's a victim-blaming argument. Because it's essentially saying, like, oh, well, never before have women been harassed like this. Maybe we can't even work together. Maybe women shouldn't even wear makeup. The implication there is that women are at fault for the harassment they experience because of the makeup that they wear.
That's why. Why do you put rouge on your cheeks? Same reason.
I mean, look.
Also, the fact that, like, Jordan Peterson thinks that the archetypical woman wearing makeup is red lipstick and rouge on your cheeks really is an indication that he doesn't get out much. What kind of makeup do you think people wear? Seriously. Like, does Jordan Peterson think this right here is like the average working woman, like out on the job? Like this is just, when a woman goes out wearing makeup, that's just, they're just all like that all the time, you know? Probably not. I think your average, like, woman in makeup probably, I mean, just looks like this. Well, this is a model, of course. So, you know, of course, we don't necessarily normally, like, look like this. But, no, wait, actually, hold on. Let me try to find a person who's less hot. I'm trying to make a normie argument here. Can we bring it back down to that? Can we bring it slightly back down? Yeah, here we go. This is what I think of when I think of, like, a woman wearing makeup. Forgive the resolution or whatever. It's not about rouge on your cheeks and red lips. It's about concealer. That's the thing that's what a lot of them spend most of their time on. It's just making their skin look smooth. Which is, by the way, something men also care about for themselves. That's makeup, damn. Everyone's wearing makeup all the time, okay? I can't tell how many of these fucking pictures have been face-tuned. Yeah, all of them, so it's really hard to find. Anyway, when I see this woman, I do not think sexual arousal is being elicited. You know what I mean? This is JP's typical woman. Yeah, here we go. When you have sultry ladies like Jessica Rabbit in the workplaces, how are you surprised when there are problems with men and women? Like, yeah, okay. Finish the clip, finish the segment.
How about high heels?
What
are they for?
About high heels?
What about them? They're there to exaggerate sexual attractiveness. That's what high heels do.
All the shit that we wear exaggerates sexual attractiveness. Also, what are the origins of high heels? Didn't we invent high heels to torture women or something? High-heeled shoes were first worn in the 10th century as a way to help the Persian cavalry keep their shoes in their stirrups. We salute our ancestors. Every woman who's wearing high heels, okay, just imagine a Persian horseman charging through the steppe, beheading Greeks or whatever. High heels were originally made for men. I think, don't people wear high heels because they make your legs look longer and they also make you look taller? That's like the main thing, right? So making you look taller is irresponsible? Do men not do things that make you look taller?
Now, I'm not saying that people shouldn't use sexual displays in the workplace. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that that is what they're doing. And that is what they're doing.
Do you feel like a serious woman who does not want sexual harassment?
So I'm not saying that we shouldn't do those things. I just opened earlier by saying one rule we could implement to allow men and women to work together is to ban makeup. This is what I mean. Like, he never actually states anything. Here's a plan. What if women couldn't wear makeup? 15 seconds later. Now, I'm not saying that women shouldn't wear makeup in the workplace. I'm just saying words.
In the workplace, do you feel like if she wears makeup in the workplace, that she is somewhat being critical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just hear that one more time.
Does not want
what they're doing. And that is what they're doing.
Do you feel like a serious woman who does not want sexual harassment in the workplace, do you feel like if she wears makeup in the workplace, that she is somewhat being critical?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Jordan Peterson. You're asking for it. Literally, you're asking for it. If you don't want to be sexually harassed, but you wear makeup, you're a hypocrite. That, like, yeah. Again, why do people take this guy seriously? I guess you guys wouldn't. I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but